And FIFA President Gianni Infantino says he hopes the African Football League can have a long future and inspire the world. The head of World Football attended the competition's opening fixture in Tanzania last month and returned to the continent for its finale in Pretoria last weekend. Over 50,000 people were there to see the Sundowns claim the prize. The Confederation of African Football plans to extend the competition to 24 clubs next season.
The African Football League today we want to show the people in Africa, we want to show the people in the world that football in Africa is as good as football and is amongst the best in the world. Hola football in Africa, hola!
This is what African football needs, the best playing together more often in a top professional environment. That's what we are doing with the African Football League. I'm very proud of this collaboration between FIFA and CAF. So my thanks go to Patrice Motsepe, his entire team, our FIFA team as well, who has contributed to this. And we can see football brings joy, brings happiness, but we've seen on the field of play as well, brings a lot of quality for Africa and for the world.
The African Football League entertained a continent over the past couple of months, providing enthralling two-legged clashes between Africa's top clubs. Now, with next year's competition expected to be bigger and better, and the top clubs possibly prioritizing it for the rich rewards on offer, many wonder what the future holds for the prestigious CAF Champions League. Here is CGTN's Adel Al-Mahroui with more.
The glamour of the Africa Football League ended with South African champions Mamelodi Sundowns winning the first title and $4 million. CAF is planning to expand the competition to 24 teams next season. That is making many clubs put more focus on the competition, which may draw some attention away from the prestigious CAF Champions League.
Financially, it's a very rewarding tournament. In a short period of time, clubs made a very high profit. The winner, $4 million, runners-up, $2.8 million, semi-finalists, $1.7 million, and participants took $900,000. These are figures some clubs in Africa would spend an entire season chasing. Instead, they got it in a few days. At the same time, they played high-level technical games.
To win the same $4 million as the winners of the African Champions League, a club will spend a year and a huge amount of money on travel expenses. Yet with its exclusive ticket to the FIFA Club World Cup, it still remains unrivaled. However, analysts are warning against holding the expanded Africa Football League and the CAF Champions League simultaneously.
To hold the two competitions at the same time is too much. This season, for example, the teams are engaged in the AFCON and World Cup qualifiers, besides the domestic competitions. Some players from Al Ahly or Esperance could play up to 80 matches, which is insanely high. It's also why there are big player rotations in these teams. There is no way CAF can expand the AFL while keeping its Champions League.
CAF must have a clear plan if it wants to keep both competitions. I believe one competition is enough. If the African Football League has a better team selection process with the same financial gain, the Champions League is extremely exhausting, so they'll all focus on the Africa Football League.
There are calls to CAF to regulate the qualification process for each of the two tournaments without antagonizing the existing club football competitions.
If Africa's football powerhouses decide to leave the Champions League for the African League, what will happen to the Champions League? Therefore, CAF cannot leave clubs with the luxury to choose. There must be a clear road to qualify to the Champions League, and from it to the Club World Cup, and another road to the Africa Football League and higher financial gains.
CAF has been urged to use the budget allocated for the AFL for developing the Continental Champions League. AFL plans to distribute its profit to all football federations in Africa, thus becoming an essential tool for developing the sport. It is a new stream of cash for clubs to maintain players, which will somewhat slow the flow of best talents to Europe and other foreign leagues.
Because it only had 8 teams, the AFL made the cash gained versus the matches played quite lucrative for clubs. But that will not remain to be the case with the planned expansions for next year. It is a financial savior for the participating club, but that will only remain so as long as sponsors keep interested in both competitions. If their focus shifts, the CAF Champions League could replace the Confederation Cup as a second-tier continental title, and clubs will suffer financially. Adel Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.